welcome. We've got our, Ashtanga-ish yoga practice. Any feels today we need to make note of, or since we've got this small group today? Nothing, feeling good, ready to go. No requests in particular, which means like back bends, twists, do more of something. We'll decide as I check it out and we go along. We really base it mostly on the primary series, but we change some things up here and there. So let's start standing. Feet at the top of the mat. Together or slightly apart, more traditionally as big toes touching. Press down through the toes, the heels, stand up nice and tall. Give it a little shoulder roll. And then take your hands at your heart. Thumbs pressing towards the heart, hands actively pressing together. Get grounded through those feet as you lift up through the spine and the crown of the head. And we'll simply just take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose to begin our Ujjayi pranayama, or breath for this practice. So it's that constriction in the back of the throat that creates sound and heat. And a reminder to use your breath as your guide for your practice. If it ever gets choppy, back off for a moment or into a different variation. If your breath is good, keep going, finding that edge between losing your breath and losing your concentrated thought towards the present moment. And we will begin with an Om. So take a deep breath in first. Let that exhale go. And our optional Om. Inhale first. That's said to be the sound of nature, sound of the universe. So as we get started, let's take those hands down and get moving. Inhale, reach up, sun salutation A. Connect those hands, reach straight up. Exhale, forward fold. Bending those knees slightly as we start in this morning practice. Half lift, lengthen that back, looking just beyond the toes or the mat. Exhale, plant the hands down. We go right away to chaturanga. No extra breath for this practice. So chaturanga, elbows hug in. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, where we spend 5 breaths in our down dog. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Step or hop to the top of the mat, into the half lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, trying to keep those legs straight as you look forward. Rise up, open those arms. Reach up, connect the hands, and then bring it down. Exhale, samastitihi, standing at attention, mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, or forward to your forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, step back or jump back, landing with bent elbows or hovering down as you fully exhale. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. One. 2. 3. 4, 5, step forward or jump forward, half lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, look forward, rise up, reach the hands up, then mountain pose, exhale, hands by your side or to your heart. Do it again, inhale, reach up, sun salutation A, exhale, forward fold, squeeze those shoulders behind you until you fully fold, half lift, inhale, exhale, chaturanga or down to your belly. 2 options, up dog or cobra pose would be a little lower. Exhale, lift those hips up and back, downward dog. Keep those feet hip distance, heels turn slightly out so they're hidden behind the feet, fingers spread wide. 1, 2, use this time to turn inward, really focus on that breath. 3, 'Feel that belly completely descend with that exhale. 4, 5, step or hop forward, half lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open arms, reach up, let it go, Samasthiti. We'll do a full 5 sun salutation A's today. Reach up, inhale. Connect the hands, look at the hands. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, lengthen through the back. Exhale, step or hop back, planting the hands and bending those elbows, hugging in. Lift that heart up, dog. Downward facing dog. 1, 2. Let's keep that gaze up towards the belly or the thighs at least. Tuck the chin. 3, 4, 5. Step or hop to your forward fold. Lengthen at the top, inhale. Exhale, fold a little lower, nose towards the knees. Inhale, look forward, rise, reach those arms out and up. Exhale, hands down. 1 more, inhale, reach up. Connect the hands and the fingers together. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Breath number 4. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This becomes our resting pose, but this is where we build the endurance and the strength to hold down dog as a resting pose. So as we go through these sun salutations, if it's a bit much right now, simply take the knees down, child's pose. Take a moment there. It's still a great variation of our downward dog or our resting pose. I'm going to say we have 1 breath left. And once you let go of that last exhale, bend the knees, step or hop forward, half lift, forward fold, exhale, rise up, inhale, extended mountain pose, connect the hands, look up, straight up, exhale, hands down, still standing tall. Sun salutation B, bend those knees, Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Connect the hands, look up, exhale, slide the hands down the center of the body as you fold forward. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, step or hop back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We do add an extra breath right here. Inhale, you can lift that right leg if it helps, or just press through those heels. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands back to the ground. Pivot that back heel up, lift that right foot, step back, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, either pressing the heels or lifting the left leg behind you this time. Exhale, bend the knee and step between the hands, shifting forward. Back heel goes down, warrior stance, rise up. Connect, look up, bend that front knee. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. 5 breaths. 1. 2. Keep activating those quads to stretch the hamstrings as you lift the tailbone. 3. 4. 5. Step or hop forward. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, bend the knees, reach up. Then mountain pose, hands down, stand, straighten the legs. We'll do 2 more. Bend the knees, sit back, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Tricep push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, maybe lift that right leg or hold. Exhale, step forward. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Exhale to the ground, chaturanga, stepping back. Full exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hold here, inhale. Step the left foot forward, exhale. Rising up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. Jump or step forward. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Finish this number 2, sun salutation B. Exhale, release it, hands down, stand up. 1 more. Inhale, reach out and up, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the back. Exhale, jump or step back. Elbows bend, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's take an inhale, lifting right leg is an option. Exhale, step between the hands. Warrior one, reach up. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Pause, breathe in. Step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Get the hands down to the floor. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Last 5 breath count in our down dog sun salutation series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, step or hop forward. Half lift, forward fold, chair pose. Let's finish it out. Reach up and let it go. Hands down, stand tall, jump or step the feet hip distance apart. Hands on your hips, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Pull down, lift to a half lift or lengthen that spine for a breath. Exhale, bend the elbows even more and try to snuggle your belly and chest between the thighs and nose between the knees. Forehead down towards the floor. This is Padangusthasana. Keep the thumbs tucked in, not pressing to the ground. And spread through the feet as if you're trying to crack the floor or rip your yoga mat in half. Start to feel the outer thighs come alive. Good. Add a half lift from there. Inhale. And slide the hands underneath the feet so you're stepping on the hands. We've got hand sanitizer out front, of course. So after you step on your feet, after you roll up your mat, let's pull our hands, our body down again by bending the elbows and doing your best to straighten the legs a little bit more. Relax the head, the neck is heavy. And we go through these poses with about 5 breaths. Some might be a little bit shorter. Release this by lifting halfway, releasing the hands from the feet. As you exhale in that half lift, hands come to your hips or your waist, a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, jump or step together. And I'll start from the top with you guys too. So the right leg will step back, open up, triangle pose facing the back of the room. So pivot, right toes face the back. Reach long with that right hand, slide it down the leg. Reach up with the left hand, look up towards left thumb. Extending through both sides of the waist. We're working balance, strength in the legs, the upper body and core, and a nice extension through the arms and crown of the head. Keep that steady breath. Let's rise up. Inhale as you rise. Pivot to the front of the room, front of where you're at, front of your mat. Reach long, bumping the right hip back. Left hand goes down the leg, maybe on the floor, maybe pulling up on the big toe. The right hand reaches straight up. Stack the shoulders, stack the wrists above one another. This is an alignment heavy practice. So the poses pretty much stay the same day to day. A great way to check in, see how you're doing, see the fluctuations of the body and the mind. Good, lifting back up, inhale, pivot to the back of the room again, adjusting the feet as needed for a revolved triangle. So we turn all the way to the back of the room, reach that left hand towards the back, towards the props, towards the exit. And then left hand goes down, usually on the outside of the foot, but you can place it on the inside or on the leg. You will have to adjust the feet so you can get that rotation. So placing that hand down, press and lengthen through the crown of the head as you twist and reach up with that right arm. If it ever bothers your shoulder, you can keep your hand on your hip or in a different variation. Straight legs as best as you can. Good, rising back up, slight bend in the knee. Reach and rotate to the other side. Pivot, pivot. Adjust the feet, reach long with that right hand to the front. Place it down to the outside or inside of the foot. Press, lengthen through the back, reach up with the left hand, twist towards the left side of the room. Imagine someone pulling your hand, left hand, up towards the sky, creating more length in the chest, shoulders. Good, bending in the front knee a little bit, rising back up. Open the arms out to the side, and then step forward. Standing at the top of the mat, take a deep breath, and then let it go. Step back again with that right leg to the right side of the room. Turn the right toes to the back, widen the legs longer. Bend the right knee, warrior stance. Take that right elbow to the thigh or hand to the outside of the right foot. Fingertips are palm down. Left hand stays reaching up or extend it towards the back of the room with the palm facing down. Look towards the left hand. That's your drishti or your gaze. Drishti is more than your gaze, it's your focus and your ability to focus inward. Go lift back up, we'll get the other side. Rise up, pivot to the front as you inhale. Exhale, bend that left knee, take the left hand to the outside of the foot or elbow to thigh. Press the left knee in towards that shoulder and extend that right arm, either straight up or palm down as you look up, reaching towards the front. Make sure that pinky toe on the right foot, the back foot is still down. Right, into the twist, we rise back up. Shift to the back of the room again. Place the left knee down in a lunge or kneeling lunge. Just gonna help you get into that twist. Left elbow goes across the leg. Try to close the gap between your shoulder and the knee. Hands pressed together first for a prayer position twist. Look up past the right shoulder. We can stay here or add on by lifting the back knee off the ground or opening the arms straight up and down. It's supposed to be a revolved side angle. So the heel would be down, the right arm would be extending forward, but it's a bit much. So we can keep it to this twisted lunge variation. Keep breathing slowly, even in the twist. And then rise back up, lift. Going to the front, pivot, pivot, pivot on the heels. Right knee starts. Fully exhale as you draw that right elbow across, right arm across. palms pressing, and then adding on. Each side does not have to be completely even, just based on how our body is. So you might try a different version or stay where you're at on this side. You're lifting back up, reach up, rise up, circle. Ooh, release that, hands to the front, step to the front. We'll take that right leg again, step out wide, facing the side wall, wide legs, toes facing all parallel feet. Good. Open the arms, exhale, hands on the hips to the waist, roll the shoulders back, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold, placing the hands down underneath the shoulders into your wide leg forward fold. Lengthen the back, lift halfway up, looking just beyond the fingertips. Exhale, melting down, heart and nose between the legs, head towards the floor. You lengthen the back, lifting, looking forward, inhale. Exhale, hands on the hips or waist on your sides. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stay here, soften. Inhale, reach long, wall to wall, side to side. Exhale, hands back on your hips, just a little farther back though. Squeeze the elbows and shoulders together, look up. Keep the hands where they are, exhale, forward fold. Paschimottanasana, variation B out of 4. Number B. Just kidding, this is Prasarita Padottanasana. Not that the Sanskrit names mean a whole lot. They do, but we can explain how to get into them in many different ways. Little rising back up, inhale. Exhale, pause. Inhale, arms reach out wall to wall. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, press the palms together and down. Inhale, look up, squeeze. Exhale, forward fold. Trying to wrap those hands towards the floor, just beyond your head, but really towards the ceiling. And rise back up, inhale. Good, release the hands, take them on your hips. Deep breath in, look up, inhale. Exhale, use your peace sign fingers, grab the big toes. Half lift, inhale, and then pull down. Last one, number D, or letter D. 404, Prasarita Padottanasana. Okay, let go of the toes, half lift, inhale. Exhale, hands on your waist or your hips. Hold, half lift. Inhale, rise up. And step forward to the top of your mat. Take a breath in and out. We've got pyramid pose next with the arms or hands in reverse prayer or you can grab wrists, however you would like. The right foot goes back about halfway. Turn and spin to the back of the room. Both legs are straight. We've got a smaller stance. Flat back, and we lean forward over the right leg. Continue drawing those elbows back so it lengthens the chest and spine. You won't get as down in the fold with the arms as they are, but that's on purpose. All right, rising up, inhale, switch sides, pivot from the heels, switch to the front of the room. Deep breath in, exhale, fold over left leg, straight leg. Toes point forward, the back heel just slightly at an angle. And lift back up, inhale. Pivot to the side, open the arms, wiggle the fingers or the wrists, and step to the top of the mat. All right, yeah. Ooh, that was a rough one. Need to eat more, but before practice. Whew. Okay, this is a great time for a sip of water, a deep breath. If that ever happens, coming down is nice. I actually do that a bit in hot yoga. That one's a tough one. That actually wasn't on purpose. I almost fell over. Good to know that. Know your safety route, your escape out of standing poses. It's the coming, the down to the up so much. So, all right. Moving along. Oh, balance poses. Good, we had that little break. Okay, so let's do the left leg stays down, right knee comes up. Toes pull up, press down through that bottom leg. And use your right fingers to grab your big toe and left hand on your hip. Find a single point to gaze at. There's a knot on the floor or something in front of you, usually down or in front. Extend the leg. We'll just stay in the upright position today. Good, and out to the side. And we'll take our gaze, our drishti out past the left shoulder. Ooh. Saturday morning balance. And bring it back to the center. Deep inhale. Exhale as you let go of the toes. Hands on the hips, squeeze them in. Point the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and down. Ooh, shake out. Other side, ground down to the right foot. Left knee comes up. You can grab your toe with your left fingers and extend a little or a lot, depending on hamstring flexibility and comfort level. And then out to the side. Gaze past your right shoulder, the opposite shoulder. Back to the center. One deep breath. Let go of the toes, hands on the hips or waist. Extend, lift. Core strength. Root down through that right foot. 3, 2, 1. Good, little shake out. And we'll ground down again through that left leg. Take the right ankle on top of the knee. Or up into half lotus with the knee pointing down. I just get a little pop there. It's kind of nice. Right hand behind the back, grabbing the arm or the toes. The toe. We can stay in this nice standing variation. You're feeling it still here, or start a fold forward. Taking left hand down towards the ground. And relaxing through the neck, straightening through that bottom leg. Good. And rising back up slowly. Release. Switch sides. Right foot down. Yeah. I'm going to do one more of this pose to keep it even, and then I'll talk you through it. Yeah. Take the leg back up, ankle over the leg. It might be because I'm talking more too, while I'm actually doing this too, but I could, yeah, I don't need to. Let's take do this thing. The same on the other side, or similar. You might have different flexibilities though. Take that left hand behind the back, grab the arm or the toe, straighten that right leg. Good. And fold it forward as an option. Good, and stand up slowly. You're going to come back to the top of the mat. I'm going to talk you through this next variations of stuff. We've been here before, nothing new. Step at the top of the mat, feet together, arms reach up, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale, exhale, chaturanga, step or hop back. And lower down. As you inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step or hop forward right away. Then bend the knees, circle those arms up, chair pose. Reach up, connect the hands. Sit back towards the heels, squeeze the knees together. There we go. Stay here for 5 breaths, maybe about 3 more. And 1 more. Exhale, forward fold, down towards the floor. We'll skip the crane pose today. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Bend those elbows, descend. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Step your right foot forward. Take your time to get there. Spinning that back heel down. We'll rise up, reach those hands up. Connect the hands for warrior 1. Look up towards those hands. Make sure the back toes are facing more forward than back. And hips are trying to square up to the front. Bend that front knee. There you go. Get 1 more breath. Keep looking up towards the hands. Straighten that front leg and turn to the back of the room. So we're pivoting to warrior 1, other side. Bend the left knee. Reset if we must with the legs. Adjust the feet. They will move a little bit. Reach those hands up. Connect the hands. Really pressing active so you feel the outer arms activate. And then open your arms to warrior two. Left hand forward, right hand back. Adjust the feet so your hips can open and you're in a straight line from heel to back arch. Then straighten that front leg and pivot towards the front of the room. Right toes face the front. Bend the right knee. Keep the arms long and shoulder height. Pressing through the big pinky, the front pinky toe of the foot. Keeping that knee open. And then start to lean forward with a hand, bring both hands down to the floor, step back to plank, lowering to chaturanga, exhale, a vinyasa, up dog, inhale, and downward facing dog, exhale. Bring the knees down, sit back in child's pose and extend those arms, taking the forehead down towards the floor and relaxing for a moment. And then back to downward facing dog. We'll end up sitting through, the hands are jumping through, knees down, swinging the legs around. How you want to get through to a seated pose, up to you. Bend the knees, come through, sit through, swing the legs around, and extend the legs forward. Now that's stuff, this is what I can do. Bring the legs in, extend through the feet. Take the hands down next to the sides of your body. We're engaging the locks or the bandhas of the body. So root lock lifting up, abs drawing in and up, and chin slightly in and tucked as you lengthen the back of the neck. Press through the heels and press down through the palms. Dandasana or staff pose. Lengthen just a bit more. Inhale and grab your big toes with your fingers, peace sign fingers. Exhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now we're into Paschimottanasana. Draw the head towards the toes, but still keep length through the spine so you're not feeling a big, huge stretch through the back. A little one is fine. Mostly through the hamstrings. Okay, half lift again. Inhale. Take the hands over the tops of the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Again, half lift, inhale. Last one, take the hands around the feet. You can grab the wrists or simply grab the feet or interlace the hands in a basket grip, basket weave, and lower back to that last seated forward fold for this series. Good, and lift back up. Sit up tall, take the hands behind the back, fingers towards the toes. Toes point, press down, lift the hips, reverse plank. Look up or slightly back, but still use the swallow test. So you should still be able to swallow so we're not cranking the neck back. Good, and lower back down slowly. Keep the right leg extended, left foot to the inner thigh. Let's reach up. Turn over that front leg, exhale, fold forward. And rising up from Janushasana on the first side, lift up. We'll do a little series on this side. So we're going to place that left foot down about a palm distance from the thigh. Take the left arm on the inside of the leg. Reach forward, lean forward. Left arm goes around the leg. Might just make a little kickstand. Or we bind behind the back. Right hand meets the left and fold forward, extending that right leg a lot. Good, and lifting back up, releasing that, let go. So your foot can either come closer to the thigh, and some like to do a little cross action here for a twist. So you take a deep breath in, reaching that right hand up. Exhale, elbow goes across the other side of the thigh. The left hand stays on the floor to help lift you and lengthen. There is a bind option here. If you want it, you can take it. Otherwise, just stay in that twist. That's kind of what I like to do. And release that. Let it go. Sit up tall. Switch. Right leg bent, left leg extended, foot to the inner thigh. Sit up tall, reach up. Exhale, fold over that straight front leg. All right, lift up, upper body, shoulders over hips. Take the knee and lift it up. Place the foot a little farther out, about hip distance or hand distance between the thigh and foot. Right arm on the inside, reach forward. You can use that left hand to help push you forward. And we add either that kickstand here or bind behind the back. You might want to sit even closer to your heel, so scooch forward. Yeah, and then extend forward. It's a forward fold too, but if we just stay with the upright position, that works. No, just yeah, you can lift up a little bit on one side. Yeah. Oh, yep. Yeah, because in the twist, when we get to the twist, you actually do lean to the side. You bring your leg across, and you twist. So yeah, I think it's yeah. In order to go down, yeah, into the forward fold. Yeah, and these poses, like the second version, this one here, where we don't do it in this class a lot, but you do lean way to the side. You pick up your sit bone to get around. You kind of have to. Yeah. So this is in preparation for that variation that we're not doing. All right, lift back up. Take your foot to the inner thigh. We'll take it across. And the same with this one too. There's the next variation, which is a half lotus. Here you have to lean to the side in order to get into this bind. So it's a prep for that, but you know, I just want to use it for the twist right now. So we'll take that left arm up, exhale, elbow over the knee. And then lift back, continue to breathe. Okay, release that twist. We're going to take both legs in a vinyasa because we didn't do them in between every single pose as laid out in the series, which is okay. Lower down, chaturanga, up dog, just balancing out the body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring it through to a seated pose again. Jump or step through. Lift the legs, lean back. We've got this bent knee boat pose or straight leg boat pose. We'll do 3 of them. Reaching forward, lifting through the heart. And then cross the ankles wherever you are. Hug them in, knees in. If you can, keep the toes up, cool. If not, let's just take the toes down. I'm going to do that today. Hands down and try to lift your butt off the floor. And then back down to boat pose. We've got 2 more. I know it's Allie's favorite, right? Does it help though? Like, is it okay? From like okay, so progress. Yes. Okay, so it's not painful or anything. Okay. It's just that like you want to say it's painful, but really it's just uncomfortable. Good, cross the ankles opposite. Keep the toes up or not, lift. Just that quick exhale to get up. One more time. So yeah, it's really not supposed to be a break in between. It's just like a little hard burst. And then you get back to boat pose where we're resting. Not quite. I decided not to count today because I didn't want to make, scary with numbers. Okay, cross the ankles, roll forward. Let's just take it all the way. Step back or jump back. Chaturanga. Feel that lovely up dog. Downward facing dog. And we're going to lay down from here, not just roll over and lay down. Just walk your feet forward or jump through again, come to seated pose. Feet to the top of the mat. Reach forward and roll yourself to the ground. Good. Plop. Let's take a couple breaths, a moment in Shavasana. Not the long Shavasana, just the pose itself for a little bit. Okay, now bend your knees, feet hip distance. Let's start with bridge pose, palms down by the heels. Lift those hips and squeeze the shoulders together so you can lift through the low back and find some length. So now we're activating the opposite part of the body that we were just really doing with boat pose. Good, and lower back down. We will do 2 more, so either bridge pose or you can flip it to the bigger version of Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel pose. But in between, you do your own sort of rest or neutralizing. It could be knees back and forth. It could just be hugging the knees or simply just lying on the back. And then once again, coming into a back bend, bridge pose or wheel pose. If going to wheel pose, hands under the shoulders, elbows towards the sky, and we press to long arms and long legs, leading that heart towards the back of the room in whichever pose you're in. Good, lower down for the rest. We'll do one more, but take a moment, a few breaths here. Right, once more, place the feet down, again heading into bridge or wheel pose, or any variation of your back bend from a supine position, as long as we're lengthening through that spine and there's no crunched vertebrae going on. Good, and lower back down. Hug your knees in. Roll yourself back up to a seated pose. This is what we usually do. We did 3 back bends, so let's do it forward fold from there. So straight legs, fold down. It's really just a way to neutralize and be opposite. Although I'm not a huge fan of going from one extreme to the other. This would be, as if you're getting super deep, this would be an extreme from a deep back bend to a deep forward fold. Can actually have negative effects on the body. Speaking from experience, back spasms. So really be gentle when you move from one to the other. What's really great after any deep back bend or fold is a twist. A nice little neutral twist. All right, lift back up and we'll roll back down to our backs, preparing and getting ready for that inversion. Legs up the wall or shoulder stand. Legs go straight up above the hips and you can choose, stay here or press into the elbows and lift the legs towards the sky, hands on the mid-back. All right, from shoulder stand, if you're up there, we'll take our legs behind your head, straight legs, hips still high. If your toes touch down, you'll interlace the hands and bring the pinkies towards the floor in front of you. Keep straightening the legs, making sure there's plenty of space between the neck and the floor. Right, bend the knees so they're around the ears. Good, and then releasing those hands to help you lower back down. Extend the legs forward, down on the floor. Lift up onto your elbows and forearms, just elbows pressing down underneath the shoulders. Lift the heart. Fish pose, we can stay here with the elbows squeezing, head tilting back, or an option to take your head down towards the floor on the ground. If it's okay on the neck, you walk the elbows forward and get the head, back of the head or top of the head on the floor. Good, adjust the elbows so that you can come down onto the ground. Hug those knees in again, roll all the way up. We will try this, step back to plank pose. You can do a vinyasa. Something I have never taught in class before. Bring your knees down. Bring your knees down. Interlace your fingers like so. Take them to the top of your head, just about a hand distance from the hairline. Elbows hug in so that they're right above the shoulders, and then push up through the elbows. Right? Up like you're going to touch the sky, and then we'll bring the top of our head and the elbows down to the floor. And you may stay here. As you press into the elbows, you start to activate the upper back. And if you ever feel leery at all about lifting into a full-on headstand, please don't do it. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees so you're straightening the legs. And as you press into the elbows and hug them together, you feel this nice triangle base. Walk the feet a little closer to your body. You might bend one knee, heel towards your booty. You might bend the other knee, give it a little tuck, or stay with the toes down on the floor. If you feel absolutely comfortable and confident in your headstand abilities, extend the legs slowly up to the sky. It is not required to live a happy and fulfilled life. It's just a pose. And this should be, it's a prep for Shavasana, so it's actually a very relaxing pose. Allie, can you draw your elbows closer together? Yeah. And very little weight actually is on the head, a lot more into the elbows and strength of the upper body. And Robbie, if you're comfortable with a half headstand where you're hinge at the hips 90 degrees, we can try it. No, the other way, yeah. I can't really show that right now. Yeah, like that with legs straight. Okay. I liked that transition. It was very wonderful. That's a lot of back strength, right? Yeah, core back, half, full, yeah. Yeah, anyway. After our nice headstand and we feel like, yep, we're done, child's pose. We always want to do a child's pose after headstand. Always, because we get that blood flowing, rushing towards different parts of the body. We need to feel steady, calm. All right, sitting up on the heels, bring the legs around for a seated pose, lotus or half lotus or an easy seated pose. These are 3 finishing postures. This is like the blooming of the lotus flower, basically. And so first we get to take the hands behind the back and fold forward, sort of like we're still a little lotus bud ready to bloom, but not quite yet. So gazing down at the floor, keep the eyes open, lean forward. If your head touches down on the floor, that's fine. Okay, rising up as if we're our lotus flower. Let's open the hands, take the wrists to the back of the knees, fingers together, index finger and thumb connect, other three fingers extended. Press through the elbows, lift them up, shoulders back, tuck the chin, and sit up tall. Okay, release the hands. It helps to get into actual lotus for this next pose. Hands by your side, lotus or no lotus. Lean forward, lift. 10 breaths. It's our very last pose before Shavasana. So with the legs like that, we just simply press and get that like sort of feeling of lifting. Right. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vinyasa, lean forward, hug the elbows in, chaturanga, step back, jump back, let it go. Up dog and downward facing dog. And in this practice, traditionally, you lay in Shavasana. So we're come down from here and just turn around. Your head is facing me. So knees come down, sit to the side. Your head faces me and your toes face the back of the room. That's the reason we do this is often it's, toes pointed towards the teacher is often disrespectful. So that's why we turn towards this way in some of our practices. But either way is fine. So we lay back, Shavasana time. Relax the body, bring the breath in naturally, and enjoy some time of quiet, peace, and acclimation. So let go and surrender to this next few minutes. Let's take that deep breath to re-engage some energy back to the body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Continue taking a little bit more movement and eventually reaching for a long wake-up stretch. Then roll onto your side with bent knees. And gently make your way back up to a seated pose facing the front of the room. Let's take those hands and reach them up. Connect the hands at the top and then draw them down to your heart. Take one breath. We'll do one more Om, but first a breath. Inhale. Let it go. Exhale. And then for sound, inhale. Om. Thank you for joining in this morning yoga practice. Have a great day ahead. Namaste.